Welcome to this Southampton 5 in 5. Today we're going to be looking at league tables. Number 1. Who, what, when. As you begin your university journey, you will no doubt be bombarded by a range of facts, figures, rankings and league tables, and it may take some time to decipher the value of each of these metrics. The three main providers which you are likely to encounter are The Guardian, published around the beginning of June, The Complete University Guide, published around April, and finally the Times Good University Guide, normally published around September. Here we can see that each provider uses different sets of data to come up with their rankings. It will help you discover why the University of Central Lancashire is second in The Guardian for chemistry, yet the Complete University Guide ranks them as 48. Each year, around October, the Times Higher Education publishes the tables of tables which amalgamates all of the main university league tables. Number 2. The National Student Survey. The National Student Survey is sent to all final year students before their final exams, an incredibly stressful time. It features heavily in many of the league tables and promotional materials that universities use. It consists of around 25 set questions and is meant to encapsulate the entirety of an undergraduate experience, something that it is unlikely to do, and much has been written about the flaws of this survey. Further evidence also suggests that these types of surveys tend to disadvantage female academics and those who have come from overseas whose first language may not be English. It features prominently in a league table like The Guardian, with around 25% of their score coming from the NSS. For the 2019 results, The Guardians draw heavily on data which in some instances is 3 or 4 years old and may not reflect the current goals, aims and position of a university. Number 3. TEF versus REF. The Research Excellence Framework is a well-established metric that looks at the quality and impact of research from universities. The last time it was done was 2014, and the next time, if all goes to plan, should be 2021. It's also one of the factors in deciding funding for universities, and it does feature in league tables like the Times and the Complete University Guide. The TEF is a much newer metric and was retrofitted to allow universities to increase their tuition fees in line with inflation. The three main areas it draws on are dropout rates, graduate destinations, and again the NSS. There is a valid argument that none of those three metrics actually tell you what the teaching is like at an institution, but you will find it promoted more than the REF as universities are rewarded in recognisable gold, silver and bronze. So what we're faced with is a battle of two metrics, both in their own way trying to give you an insight into teaching at a university. Does this battle end up being over what is academically the best versus something that is educationally easier and offers students the path of least resistance, discouraging independence and rewarding hand-holding? Number 4. How to use them. Some students end up using league tables more than others, and it's easy to get obsessed by only focusing on, say, the top 10, 20 or 30. If we look at The Guardian, for example, it's fair to expect the experience at Cambridge University at the top of the league table is likely to be very different to that of Bedfordshire at the bottom. The Guardian brings together, for many institutions, a broad range of subjects. At Southampton, for example, we teach engineering, biosciences, social sciences, humanities, art and health sciences, and we're lucky to have some departments and subjects in the top 5 or 10 in the country, but we also have some that may well be in the top 30 or 40. These league tables are bringing together all of those different subjects areas into one overall score. You should also consider looking back beyond the current year to get a clearer sense of the university's longer term performance. If a course, campus, city, accommodation and all the other factors that will come into your consideration feel right, then you need to think carefully about just how important a table is, which brings us on to number 5, the counter-argument. It's very easy to be bombarded by marketing statistics when you are thinking about a course or university. It's fair to say that an institution in Japan probably has very different beliefs, goals, values to somewhere like Southampton. This is also a competitive marketplace, with institutions trying to beat each other locally, nationally and even internationally. And it's a very British obsession, berating those at the very top or the very bottom. Is it useful to give everyone a magic number from 0 to 100? Will that help you choose the right course in university? Ultimately, a league table is a tool that you can use as part of a broader decision-making process. Like using a travel review website to book a holiday, You'll also use a range of other sources, insights, opinions, recommendations, and reviews to make your final decision. So, number 1, understand the metrics. Number 2, look at subject rankings. Number 3, don't be swayed by marketing materials. Number 4, what is important to you about the teaching? You'll need to decide what it is you're looking for from a course. And number 5, how important are league tables in your decision-making process? Good luck with your applications.